I'm Madeleine Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. In our lesson video today, we're going to get into vibrato. What is it? And how do we isolate those tiny, tiny little sensations that are essential to developing a beautiful, spinning, shimmering, twirling vibrato? So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click the subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. The video that you're about to see was taken from a live voice lesson that was filmed earlier today. If you want to watch the entire video and participate in the exercise, then click that join button below and become a member of this channel. As a member, you will have exclusive access to all of our live voice lessons that we're going to be filming every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You'll also be able to access the entire library of live voice lessons. That way you can continue practicing in between our lessons together. So again, just click that join button below. It's $4.99 a month, and your membership helps to support this channel. That way we can keep delivering you excellent content. You ready to get started? Here we go. Hi everybody! Oh, happy day. Welcome to today's video. We're going to break down vibrato and we're going to learn all about it. What is it? How can we engage it? How can we develop it? How can we continue to clarify it in our work at home? So as usual, get yourself something tasty to drink, have a sit, and bring a spirit of play and a spirit of adventure to today's video. So just jumping right in, what exactly is vibrato? Well, vibrato is a special kind of shimmering that happens on the chords when there is a slight oscillation in pitch. It's a extremely tiny variation in chord tension and air pressure. And that gives a little bit more of an expansion, a vitality, a sophistication, a polish to the sound. Hello, Michelle Smiley. How are you doing today? So we're just going to gather ourselves, gather our thoughts. When we begin to work with vibrato, it's very important to understand that the sensation is really what matters most. That's true for all vocal technique. Everything is built around sensation. So although the sounds, as we identify them and as we break it down, it may not be a completed sound. We are learning the components of what is necessary. So when we talk about vibrato, it's very important for us to understand chord tension. So we'll break that down and feel that, in addition to a slight shift and change in air pressure. So we'll break that down and we'll talk about that. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Let's start with chord tension. Let's start with that one. It's going to be very microscopic. So we're going to be sitting still for a little bit. You guys ready? So when we're talking about chord tension, the best sensation that we have that prepares our chords perfectly for chord tension is actually to take a moment and open the throat. The fancy Italian term for this is inhalare la voce. Just going to means open that vocal tract like a wee little yawn. Good. And feel that vocal tract expanding and just hold that open. Take just a few seconds to feel what that feels like. Memorize that feeling. One more time. Gentle little yawn. Very good. Now we're going to take that breath in and then we're going to hold the breath. Now keep in mind that when you hold your breath, what is actually doing the holding is the vocal cords. The vocal cords open, the air comes through, and they shut again. So you're positioning your chords in a beautiful state of closure at the instant that you hold your breath. So we're going to open that vocal tract and then hold the breath. We're going to do that a number of times. Let's give that a try. Good. Feel that cord closure? When you hold, it goes, it's almost like they suck together. Just see if you can get the sensation of that. Good. Feel something stopping that air. Good. Again. Good. Very good. One more time. One more time. Good. And we're just holding that breath. That allows us to isolate the sensation specific to the vocal cords. When we really get into vibrato, really get into the nitty-gritty of vibrato, these sensations are almost microscopic. We can be very cartoon-esque about it. There are some sounds that we'll do today that will really allow for a little bit of a exaggeration of it, but they are microscopic. So it's important that we pay attention. It's like we're going to sing through a microscope today. So first sound that I want us to do is just going to be like a ga sound. And before we even get fancy and add any pitch to that ga sound, I just want you to take your fingers and hold your voice box accountable. It's like I'm watching you. So you place your fingers right on your larynx. Take that in breath. Ooh, feel that widening of that vocal tract. Hold the breath. Good. Now just say ga, 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 ga. Feel how small that is. Ga, 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 ga. Now we can tell that what's happening is the phonetic of G is a great sound. In fact, it's one of my favorite consonants to play with to get a really crisp chord closure. But there's so many different reasons for this. I'm going to break 3 down for you really quickly. If you're watching my tongue, ga, 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 the way that we create that phonetic is the back of the tongue lifts to touch the soft palate. We build a little bit of air pressure in the vocal tract. There's our holding the breath. Feel that? And then the tongue lowers and the sound is released. So let's feel that. Ga, 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 ga. Good. Very good. Be very gentle with yourself. You don't want to be like, ga. You don't want to be too focused in your desire to get everything right. Just be very gentle with yourself and notice those small, tiny sensations. So the second reason I love this sound so much is that, in fact, it really allows the chords to close beautifully, giving you a nice, crisp, clear, concise sound. And the third is that, as you may notice, when you go ga, 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 that movement of the tongue is allowing that larynx to kind of dip downward. So it puts everything in the most perfect position. That's why I love G. So let's go ahead and we're going to try chord tension on, let's pick a mid-range note right here. And we're just going for crystal clear chord tension. So far we've learned that half of vibrato is chord tension and the other half is air pressure. So we've got to break down that chord tension first. So we don't mean tension like get all nervous about it. We just mean like that beautiful little holding the air. Like hold your breath. Ga, ga, ga. You hear that's almost like a K sound. Ga, ga. Very, very, very small. Really focus in on that microscopic feeling of that chord tension. You may notice that as you release the sound, you might already get some spinning, some vibrato in there. But if you're not, that's okay too. That will happen over time. So one more time. Let's try this together. Hold your breath. Ga. Good. Open. Hold your breath. Ga. Good. Open. Hold. Release. Ga. Can you feel that crystal clear? And it's oh so small and tiny. That's what we're going for. That's exactly what we're going for today. So the other aspect of vibrato is air pressure. And we're going to actually put air pressure and core tension in the same exercise so that we can feel it. But it's important that we took a moment to really feel what core tension feels like. So again, it can be light and nice and clear. You can manifest vibrato along all the registers: head voice, mixed voice, chest voice. The only thing that makes them different is there's slightly different, there's recruiting of muscle fiber. So basically there's more weight. There's more weight on the sound. So I'm going to use that same G, and hopefully I'll do this well. I'm trying to be more spontaneous. So I'm going to add more muscle fiber and give a little bit of that vibrato spin on a chest voice. Ga, ga. Now mixed voice. Ga, ga. Can you hear how one's heavy, one's a little bit lighter? Now I'm going to go into a head voice. Good, good. So it really is just a matter of how much muscle we're recruiting for that tone. Don't worry about that today. Just to keep things really simple, I would like everyone practicing this video today to isolate your sensations to what feels like a head voice. If you can control it along that extremely subtle, ooh, I said a bad word, subtle, clear edge, then you can control it when you recruit more muscle fiber, okay? So that's the core tension in a nutshell component of it. Shift over to air pressure. So for this, keep your hand here on your larynx. I just want you to keep that sense perception going on right here. Keep your throat nice and open. Now take your other hand, put it right under your rib cage, right in that soft place where your rib cage meets. Just want you to connect those places in your mind. So as you inhale, feel there's a nice open space that connects these two places. To me, it feels like a tube, like I'm just getting clear about the sensation of a tunnel through there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to sort of pulse a pitch, just almost as if we were revving an engine very slightly in a car, how it goes like There's a slight increase of air pressure as that diaphragm lifts. As we play with this, we are really going to see that we can exaggerate it, but we also want to keep it along that really subtle edge. We don't want to create too much force through the body. Okay. So hands on the larynx, hands on the diaphragm. Open that throat. We're just going to say our ga, and let's do a different pitch. Let's do middle C. Now it's nice and comfy for everybody. And we're going to, as we ga, we're just going to see if we can pulse a little bit, creating a little bit more airflow. I'll demonstrate first for you guys, don't worry. Can you kind of hear it? It's so subtle and it's really, really fun to do. So let's try it together and let's pulse maybe 3 to 4 times. Go, open up. Good, very good. Now, if you noticed that was kind of hard to do, that's okay. There's a lot of dexterity that vibrato takes. That's why it's so impressive. It's really a vocal effect in a very similar way that we have licks, trills, licks, trills, runs. It's like an element of vocal style. So as we work on these things, identify one, then the other, see if you can put them together. So let's try that. Middle C again, pulsing 3 or 4 times, whatever fits your fancy. Here we go. Open up. Feel that ever so slight. Good. Very good. So I just want to encourage you to feel first cord tension. First. That's the one that gets a little wonky for everyone. It takes so much, what's the word? Aside from tension. I'll use the same word. I'll use tension. But in the same way that, you tune a guitar and you turn those pegs, you just turn the pegs a little bit and that kind of tunes the guitar. We need a very specific amount of tension on our string. So that's our vocal cord. We need the tension on the string. And that's something that we have to engage. We have to engage it in our minds and with our sensations. So start first with core tension, and then see if you can connect that almost like a tunnel space under your diaphragm, and then play with that slight oscillation. So now that we've broken down core tension and air pressure, let's put it together in an exercise. So here we go, guys. We're going to start at middle C.